Shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha, Kadash. Double honors unto the elders, apostles, elder bishops of the great millstone, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, to the sincere believers, the hopeful elect. So I just want to jump into these couple articles real quick. Some prophetic things happening in the news. All right, so we'll start here. Ring of Fire solar eclipse will be visible to people in the U.S. for the first time in history. All right, now we know that this goes into the signs and wonders that the Lord said that he would show in the last days as a sign to the inhabitants of the planet Earth to let them know that the end is near. All right, that destruction is near, judgment. All right, so you're seeing a lot of things go on in the world right now. Okay, a lot of perplexity. A lot of signs in the heavens. All right, and matter of fact, let's just go to Luke 21. All right, because the Lord said that these things would come in the last days. Luke 21 and 25. Let's get it. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Hey, so in the last days, the Lord said that there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. What is this? A solar eclipse. Okay, with solar, that goes into dealing with the sun. All right, so this is a sign in the sun here. Literally what the Lord said. And in the moon and the stars. Okay. So these are all signs from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So they saying that this is going to happen for the first time in history. So this is an unprecedented event, which we've been seeing a lot, many unprecedented events recently that's been going on. So this article, it says here, outer space has always piqued public interest, especially because of the beauty and mystery of the skies that lie above our world. Things like shooting stars, comets, and meteorites always give us something to marvel at. But solar eclipses offer a distinct level of excitement. A rare solar eclipse is expected to be visible in North America for the first time in 11 years. The last solar eclipse of its kind took place in May of 2012. And I remember back then, I was in high school, but I remember back then they were saying in 2012, oh, the world's going to end, like the sun is going to, vaporize the earth. And, they was talking about the Mayans and their prophecy or whatever. But we still here, 2023, 11 years later, we still here. So that shows you what? That man don't know the time. You know what I'm saying? Man can't predict exactly what day the world is going to end. Only the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, has that in his knowledge. Not even Yahweh Shai knows. You see? But yeah, I definitely remember back then, like it was a big thing. A lot of people was afraid, people was selling, a lot of their stuff, and they was, trying to, prepare themselves. Prepping was real big back then as well. But hey, we still here to this day, because we understand once you come into the truth, you understand that the end is not going to come until all prophecy is fulfilled. And we know right now we still waiting on the MOTB and World War III to pop off. Then Yahweh Shai is going to come back, and then the end is going to come. But they came out with the movie 2012 back then. It shows you, tsunamis happening and earthquakes just splitting the ground in two and cities being leveled out, tornadoes happening, which, yeah, it is going to be like that. It is going to be like that, man. But it ain't happening in 2012. The end is going to come when the Lord's prophecies are fulfilled. It says the annual solar eclipse, also known as the Ring of Fire, is set to make its way across 8 U.S. states beginning on October the 13th. The Ring of Fire is different from a total solar eclipse for a very distinct reason. According to NASA, this event occurs when the moon passes between the sun and Earth while it's at its farthest point from the planet. The result is a spectacularly luminous circle with a flame-like rim. To witness a ring of fire is an experience unlike any other. Now, this has never happened before. What happened back in 2012, I believe it was a complete blackout eclipse. You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't even see the moon. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, this is a ring of fire. This is the first time this is ever going to happen in history. And like I mentioned earlier, we are seeing a lot of unprecedented events take place in the earth. And this is all signs from the Heavenly Father to let us know that this current age, this current eon is rapidly coming to an end. Okay, so let's now go here to more prophetic events. Okay, the 2023 hurricane season, which, hey, this hurricane season been crazy. You just had Hurricane Idalia touch down out there in Florida, tore Florida up. A lot of people lost their homes. A lot of things was, you know, businesses leveled out, flooding going on. Understand? So these storms, you know, and there's more than one storm going on right now out there in the Atlantic. Okay, I think they're saying 4 or 5 storms right now are, you know, currently forming right now. So, hey, the Lord is ramping up the judgment. Okay, the Lord is increasing the birth pains in the earth, man. All right, so tropical cyclones churn in the Atlantic, but threats remain at bay for now. Okay, for now. Okay, it says the Atlantic Ocean transformed into a tropical traffic jam to start September, but if climatology wins out, the month will remain busy. You see that? Hey, so look out. Hey, the Lord is just bringing these things, man. This is all for judgment. You see? Post-tropical cyclone Idalia swirled past Bermuda on Saturday and dissipated, leaving Gert and Katia being the only tropical storms in the basin. Tropical storm Gert. these are some crazy, these are some weird names that these Edomites coming up with for these hurricanes, man. But whatever. Tropical storm Gert is meandering and weakening in the open Atlantic. What used to be Hurricane Franklin and Tropical Storm Jose have merged into one storm. So damn. So you got 2 storms that merged into one. So that's like a superstorm right there. See what the Lord is doing? Hey, so for you Israelites, keep on playing around if you want to. Okay, one of these storms is going to be reserved for your ass. All right. And we in the time now, the word is going out. All right, everybody knows about the Israelites. You see, everybody knows the truth of the Bible. If you choose to be willfully ignorant or willfully wicked, the Lord gonna pull your card. Okay, remember that we told you that. Tropical Storm Jose have merged into one storm and have lost tropical characteristics, becoming just a storm in the North Atlantic. Tropical Depression 12 became Tropical Storm Katia Saturday, but is barely hanging on to tropical storm status, and that can change within a matter of hours. See, if the Lord want to turn up a storm from a category 1 to a category 5, he can do that. This is just how it's looking right now, but things can change very quickly. When Idalia was just forming, it wasn't that strong, and they were saying by the time it makes landfall, it was only going to be a category 2, but it turned out to be a category 4 storm, I believe. You see that? So, hey, things can change in a very short amount of time. Forecasters are eyeing another disturbance in West 95L that has emerged off the coast of Africa, and a tropical wave over Western Africa is forecast to move ashore in a few days and has a 30% chance of developing over the next 7 days. Let's go to Nahum. Let's go to Nahum. Because, hey, the Lord has his way, man. Okay, the Lord has his way. All right, it says Nahum 1 and 2, Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, which that's what he's doing right now. All right, I saw another article. I didn't bring it out in this lesson, but I just saw another article, just something to note. That hurricane, not hurricane, Salakia, tornadoes and storms was tearing up Michigan. All right, they saying over 300,000 acres of land in Michigan have been torn up by storms and tornadoes, man. Okay, over this weekend alone. All right, so hey, the Lord is taking vengeance upon his adversaries, upon his enemies, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not acquit, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So you see, the Lord has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm. So the fact that you're seeing all these tropical depressions, hurricanes, storms, whatever you want to call them, see, this is the Lord having his way in the heavens and in the earth. See, so this should be more of a cause to fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, because these things are reserved for the wicked. See, the men of the Lord, those that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, those that believe upon Yahweh Shai, all right, they are going to be kept from these evils. Because right now, a lot of people are losing, and a lot more people in the future will lose. All right, but hey, if you're in that safe haven of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you ain't got nothing to worry about. See, these things is going to pass right over you. Okay, let's get this. Another judgment from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Death reported at Burning Man. Okay, and Burning Man, that's a very wicked festival. All right, now they have it every year around this time. They go to the desert, and I believe they actually have like a burning, yeah. So they set this up, right? It's like a wooden horse that, you know what I'm saying, that they set on fire. It's really like an old pagan ritual. You know what I'm saying? This is what the heathen have always been into. You know what I'm saying? Just doing some very weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Going out to the middle of the desert where it's hot as hell. They dancing, drinking, fornicating, doing all kind of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Worshiping their, idols. Hey, but the Lord brought a flood to them out there, man. See that? So it says at least one death has been reported. Attendees stuck amid flooding, and now they're being advised to conserve their food rations. Okay, a death has been confirmed at Burning Man after thousands of attendees were left mired in mud from torrential rains and were being advised to conserve food and water as all roads in and out of the desert arts and self-reliance festival remains shut off Sunday. So here it is, you in the middle of a desert, which a desert is known for being a dry place. It doesn't receive rain. All right, it's very dry. Okay, but here it is, a torrential downpour just out of nowhere. It just came and rained on the party. You see that? And at least one person, they said, has actually perished from this. So you tell me what's going on. Okay, you tell me if the Lord is not working in the heavens and the earth. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The sprawling event is held each year in what's known as Black Rock City in the Black Rock Desert in northwestern Nevada, following what authorities described as unusual weather conditions. And indeed, it is unusual. Going back to Nahum, the Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm. Okay, so a rainstorm came out there, rained on the party, killed at least one person, and pretty much the people out there now, they're stuck. Okay, they can't go nowhere. All right, so that's judgment from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see, it says unusual weather conditions that produced heavy rains Friday night and into Saturday. The gate and airport into and out of Black Rock City remains closed. Organizers said no driving is permitted at the site except for emergency vehicles. Hey, so the Lord washed them people away. Okay, he rained on their party, man. All right, the Lord came in and he crashed the party. And hey, good for him. We say good for these heathen, man. Look at that. They walking in mud. All right, now they can't even light the damn horse on fire. You see that? Look at that. It's stuck. Hey man, the Lord is just doing some very beautiful things right now. Okay, it's all going down. Let's get this last article here and we can close out. All right, because the tensions with these nations are continuing to ramp up, and it's not ceasing. Okay, the tensions are only continuing to increase. China warns the U.S. has crossed the red line, warns of lethal consequences. It says here, China recently warned that the U.S. has crossed a red line with its assistance in support of Taiwan. And hey, let me tell you what's gonna happen with this China, U.S. and Taiwan situation. See, the U.S. is about to go up in China into Taiwan, should I say, any day now, because they want to have, just like they was doing in Ukraine. See, the U.S. had interest in Ukraine because they were trying to set up a nuclear base with which they could launch from Ukraine into Russia. All right, which that's why Vladimir Putin ended up giving the order to invade Ukraine, because he wasn't about to have that. You cannot have your enemy in your backyard trying to set up operations with which they can destroy you. Okay, and right now the U.S. is trying to do the same thing, trying to go up into Taiwan, because they want to build a military base, a military nuclear base in Taiwan, with which they can strike China. So the moment that the U.S. decides to go up into Taiwan, guess what? It's going to be an all-out conflict, okay? And then China is not going to hold back. You see? But this is what's going on. And ultimately what's going to happen from that is that, because you know what I'm saying, you've already had multiple European nations come out from NATO, you know what I'm saying, say that, listen, you know, we're not going to follow America into Taiwan if that's what they want to do. America going to be on their own. You know, the French president Emmanuel Macron came out and he said that. I believe Germany said it as well, and a few other nations. But they say, listen, we don't want no parts of China. We don't want to go up in Taiwan. That's America's business. You see, they already got enough on their plate trying to deal with Russia and deal with Iran and Iraq and Russia's allies. Now America is about to start up this thing with China, and the you know, America's European allies, they don't want no part of that. So what's eventually going to happen, okay, is that the beast is going to hate the whore. All right, let's go there real quick. And the Lord has put it on these nations' spirit to fulfill his will. Because this is all leading up to, you know, the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Okay. Revelation 17:15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, with the whore is America, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, okay, which represents NATO and the EU, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Now, it says the 10 horns upon the beast, okay, these shall hate the whore. So NATO and the EU, they're going to come to a point where they're going to resent and hate America, and you're seeing that sentiment right now, okay? But when they go up in Taiwan, that's when they're going to completely separate. They're going to be like, hey, you know what? You know, America is going too far. See, now they trying to, you know, get us all destroyed. So they're going to turn on America, and they're going to join Russia. They're going to join China. They're going to join the BRICS nations, and they're going to shoot nuclear missiles over here to America. All right. And it even tells you in Obadiah, where it says, all the nations of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. All right, so you see at the end, America, the whore, is going to be betrayed by her own allies. Okay, and why is this going to happen? For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. Okay, so this is all to fulfill the will of the Lord. And this also leads me to another precept in Daniel 4. All right, the Lord rule in the kingdom of men. Let's get it. Daniel 4 and 17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Okay, so the Lord is the one. Think about it like chess. You know, the Lord is the master chess player, and he's moving all the pieces on the board. Okay, but instead of two people playing the game of chess, it's really only the Most High playing, but he set up two players. Okay, he set up the right hand and he set up the left hand. And he's putting on the spirit of the right and the left to move certain pieces on the board, but still is Yahweh Shah behind it, is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah behind it all. You see, so the Lord is the one that's moving the pawns, he's moving the kings, he's moving the you know, the knights, okay? The Lord is doing this, man. All right, for the purpose to fulfill his will. Let's go to Joel 3. All right, because the Lord is waking up these nations. He's stirring them up for the purpose of war. Okay, for this third world's war. Joel 3:9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So right now, the Lord is putting a spirit on these weaker nations, all right, to rise up against the West. All right, because during the age of colonization, the West, you know, Western Europe, the rebirth of the Western Roman Empire, they went all around the world and pretty much subjugated all the nations unto their way of life. Okay, but now they're starting to raise up because they hate the whore. You know what I'm saying? They trying to play world police. They trying to put all kinds of wickedness and perversion in these nations. You know what I'm saying? So that's why these nations are now resenting the West. All right, and put it on their spirit to be against the whore. So yeah, let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw her shining. Okay, so right now, hey, the Lord is doing it, man. You see, the Lord is raising these nations up against one another for the purpose to bring about their own destruction. All right, so reading more into the article, it says the Global Times, a state-run communist newspaper in China, published in OPED, whatever that is, on Thursday, criticizing the recent $80 million military financing program the U.S. announced for Taiwan. It said, with the increasing number and intensity of its intervention methods, the brewing and imminent storm of lethal consequences for Taiwan cannot be ignored. China's strong dissatisfaction and firm opposition are obvious, but China's response to the continuous provocations by the U.S. on the Taiwan question will not be limited to mere statements. So that means that, you know, the time is coming to where China is not going to be talking no more. Okay, China, you know, they're going to actually take action against the West. The remarks come shortly after the Associated Press reported that U.S. President Joe Biden's administration approved a military transfer of $80 million to Taiwan under the Foreign Military Financing Program. Notifying Congress, the U.S. State Department said the transfer will be used to strengthen Taiwan's self-defense capabilities through joint and combined defense capability and enhanced maritime domain awareness and maritime security. All right, so there you go. Hey, you see why these nations hate America, because they always trying to be everywhere and be world police. Matter of fact, let me get that in Habakkuk. Okay, because hey, Esau, he don't keep at home. This man trying to be everywhere, up in everybody's business, trying to control who does what. This man the devil. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home. So this man don't keep at home. This man up in China, he up in Japan, he up in, you know, Ukraine, he up in Hawaii. Listen, man, Esau ain't supposed to be in these places, man. He's supposed to be in Mount Seir. So Esau is way out of bounds, man. You see, this is why the Most High gonna have these nations destroy his ass, because he's out of order. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. So here it is, the Edomites, they got all the riches of the world. They got the fatness of the earth. They got the sword. They have everything that their heart could wish for, but they're not satisfied. They can't be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay, and he's trying to do that. Well, he's already doing it, you know, on a micro level by the way of America, known as what? The Great Melting Pot. But he's also going to do that by way of bringing in this new beast system in which he's going to implement the MOTB, in which he's going to cause all, rich and poor, free and bond, okay, small and great, to take his mark, okay, in their forehead or in their right hand. Okay, that's how he's going to heap unto him all people. You see, but right now, the Lord has it to where, he's raising up these nations, man, because now these nations got nukes too, so they not weak no more. They, what I'm saying, these nations that were considered weaker in past times, so you see now, they got tanks, they got aircraft, they got submarines, you know what I'm saying, they got all that. And these are communist nations. You see, they don't have a voluntary military force. Whenever they call for their people to rise up and go fight, they gonna go. You see, because they're fighting for the interest of the state, okay, and all the citizens. They've been taught that everything that they do must be in benefit of the state, man. So hey, if they got to go to war against America, then guess what? They can mobilize those troops easily. Right now, America, they don't even have really no military power like that. They have a recruiting crisis in which they're going to have to bring back the draft. But these Americans, they're not fit to fight, and they're not willing to fight. So this third world war is going to be interesting, man. Okay, America is going to get crushed. And also, America's own allies are going to turn on them. So I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson right here. Hopefully it was edifying through the Racha Kadash. In closing, call halal, Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushua B'Hashem, Racha Kadash. And until next time, shalom to the elect. On to the next one.